Hola gente, ¿qué tal? Estamos en Dragon Age y aquí de vuelta en el Palacio de Invierno. Vale, aquí vamos a escuchar muchos diálogos. Hay que hablar también con nuestros compañeros para sacar alguna información de algo que ellos han conseguido. Igualmente, todo es investigación, todo es politiqueo, todo es charlar con la gente, investigar varias zonas que están cerradas. Hay que escaparnos de la fiesta para ir en estas zonas, investigar, para sacar pistas y todo esto, encontrar quién es el que está detrás del supuesto plan de asesinato de la emperatriz. Bueno, aquí siguen viniendo y siguen viniendo, se está presentando. Bueno, vamos al lío. O sea, en primer lugar, ya nos dice que tenemos que ir a hablar con Liliana, pero vamos a empezar por aquí, con nuestra querida Josephine.
Oh, Josephine, is this him?
Inquisitor, please allow me to present to you my younger sister, Yvette Gabriela Montillier.
Un placer. Bueno, aquí hay que hacer la pelota a todos, pero a todos.
Delighted to meet you, Lady Montillier.
Inquisitor, I've heard so much about you, but not as much as I want. Josephine writes, but she never tells me anything. Is it true? You and Josephine are going to elope and move to the Anderfels and join the Grey Wardens and fight Darkspawn? Yvette, I want to know.
Me temo que estés equivocada, desde luego. ¿Cómo? Venga, vamos a hacerlo así para que haya drama. Bueno, la mayor drama sería desde luego. Venga, va, desde luego.
I already packed our bags, didn't I, darling?
I knew it.
Inquisitor, please give her no more ammunition. I beg you.
Vamos a ver. ¿A quién apoyaréis? Háblame de ti, ¿qué tal la fiesta? ¿Alguna historia de Josephine? Bueno, pues vamos a sacarle los colores a Josephine un poquito, pero venga, vamos primero hablando de ella.
Tell me about yourself, Lady Yvette. This is the first time I've encountered any of Josephine's family.
She would forget to mention the artists. I've been studying painting under Antiva's royal tutors. You should be proud, Josie. I'm going to be exhibiting my work next season in the city's biggest salon.
Have you actually sat down and finished the painting yet?
I must wait for my inspiration.
And I must wait for your tutor's bills.
Vamos a ver. Venga, ¿qué tal la fiesta?
Enjoying the ball?
I see many of them.
The dancing is so dull, Your Worship, but the Empress's gallery is magnificent.
Yvette.
Sorry, Josie.
A ver. Bueno.
Go on, Josephine.
Half Royal must be empty. So many of the Empire's finest are in attendance. They've noticed the Empress paying you special attention, but they don't quite know how to take advantage of it yet. This uncertainty won't last long, I'm afraid.
Vamos a sacarle los colores un poco.
This may be my only chance to hear about when Josephine was a girl.
Oh, yes. As she told you about when she was 10 and...
Yvette, stop.
Fine. What about when we were climbing the cliffs by the...
No.
She once told the Duke of...
Absolutely not.
She still plays with her doll collection when no one's looking.
Yvette! That's absurd. Absolutely preposterous.
Bueno, vamos a preguntarle a quién apoya.
Which power should the Inquisition throw its weight behind?
Celine has held the throne successfully for years. I see see no profit in ousting her. Gaspard has run military campaigns, but never a kingdom. His transition would be, let us say, chaotic.
Which power should the Inquisition throw its weight behind?
Selene has held the throne successfully for years. I see no profit in ousting
vale.
her. Gaspard has run
Pues
military
no vamos a
campaigns,
sacar nada más
but
de
never
aquí.
a kingdom.
Se
His
está repitiendo.
transition would be, let us say, chaotic.
Bueno. De hecho, este es uno de los pocos diálogos en los que no sacamos absolutamente nada. O sea, ni aprobación de la corte, ni nada de nada. Simplemente sacarle un poco los colores a Josephine. Está cerrada por el otro lado. Sí, sí, soy yo, sí. Soy yo. Aquí a nuestra querida Cera.
Beats his squire. He's a she.
Why would she do such a
As a
thing now?
bastard. Extra toes. What a fun, close marrying crowd.
Encajas bien, dice. Vamos a ver. Opinión sospechosa. Vamos a ver.
Any hidden treasures from friends of your little network?
You mean, do any of the servants ferrying tarts between these windy tits hate them enough to give up a stash or two? I'm not saying yes, but wait, yes I am. There's some good stuff hidden around. Keep an eye out.
Estaré atento. Bueno, un poco mal traducido, pero bueno.
Any thoughts on who we're investigating?
The Empress is pretty. It'd be fun to drink and kill stuff with Gaspard. Briala is friggin' funny. Elves, elves, elves. But it's really a pissing match with an old lover. Don't know the rest, but that explains a lot. They're all lying, but Celine's nice to look at. Good thing we're here to save her neck.
Making any new friends?
Not likely. I'm watching them watch you. They're all glances and titters. Not sure if they're allowed to like you yet. Pathetic.
Back soon.
Not going anywhere.
A ver, encontré. Ahora saldremos también por la puerta para hablar con Liliana. Pero vamos primero por aquí. Usted no quería hablar conmigo todavía, creo. Sí, más tarde, vale. Más tarde, hablaremos más tarde. Aquí está Cullen.
Please. Inquisitor, did you need something? The sooner we track down this infiltrator, the better.
Have you noticed anything out of the ordinary?
I'll let you know at once if I do.
Ok.
We'll talk later.
I'll wait your see.
Ajá.
Are all the Delancey's here?
Maker, I hope not.
Vale. No sé, iremos primero. Sí, antes de aparecer estos tenemos que hablar con Liliana. Así que vamos a ir a hablar con Liliana primero. Porque aquí en estas terrazas se nos van a poner el Gaspar y también la otra, la embajadora, esa, ¿cómo se llamaba? La elfa. Así que vamos a ir a hablar con Liliana y liarnos ya con la misión, porque si no, no acabamos ni en 30 vídeos.
Good. I was hoping I would catch you. What did the Duke say?
He points the finger at Ambassador Briala.
The ambassador is up to something, but she can't be our focus. The best place to strike at Selene is from her side. Empress Selene is fascinated by mysticism.
Foreseeing the future, speaking with the dead, that sort of rubbish. She has an occult advisor, an apostate who charmed the Empress and key members of the court as if by magic. I've had dealings with her in the past. She is ruthless and capable of anything.
Vamos a hacernos al ignorante.
The Imperial Court has always had an official position for a mage. Before now, it was little better than court jester. Vivian was the first to turn that appointment into a source of real political power. When the circles rebelled, technically every mage became an apostate. The word lost much of its strength.
Vale.
That sounds exactly like the person we're looking for.
She's worth investigating. Can't be sure of anything here. Both leads point toward the guest wing. It's a promising place to start. I'll coordinate with our spies to see if I can find anything better. I will be in the ballroom if you need me.
Ok. Vale. Tenemos que investigar los agentes de Briala. Esto es la puerta, vale. Ahora volveremos ahí. Porque ahí tenemos que ir a hablar con Briala. Aquí vamos simplemente a echar un vistazo si ha aparecido algún sitio donde fisgonear y tal, para escuchar alguna cosa. Me parece que todavía no. Pero como esto es... A ver, vamos a intentar hablar con este. Muy bien. Bastante bien. Vamos a hablar con Cassandra.
This ball is a waste of time, like all Orlesian foolishness. Let's find the Venatori collaborator and get out of here.
Ay, que te has perdido, hija. A ver, para adelante, para atrás, para adelante, para atrás, para adelante, para atrás. ¿Qué te pasa? ¿Estás loca? Coño, venga.
I don't suppose you'd like to dance, Lady Cassandra.
Now, this is hardly the time. We're here to find a killer, not dance.
Pero aún así lo apruebas, ¿no? Joder. De Dios que las entienda a veces. Vamos a ver, mantener los ojos abiertos. Jamacho, me está poniendo nervioso a ver, ¿quieres parar, coño? Dios. ¿Qué opinas de esto? No has visto nada aún.
Have you witnessed anything noteworthy?
Nothing yet. I will let you know.
You don't seem to care much for the ball.
Orlesians pretend their petty squabbles are a game. Yes, let us treat murder, corruption, and deceit as delightful amusements. How wonderful. We are here to save Empress Celine, and it galls me. Why does she merit our protection? The Empire would be better off without her. Gaspard is the leader Orlais needs in this crisis.
You support the civil war?
Of course not. Chaos is what Corypheus wants, and we must oppose him. Were it up to me, however, I would let Celine fall and Gaspard take the throne. He would see the true threat, not spend his time throwing balls and writing letters.
Stay alert. We don't know where the enemy is hiding.
Stay alert.
I'll be watching for trouble. The sooner we leave this place, the better.
Bueno, nos va a costar algo más de una horita, pero nos iremos, tranquila. Bueno, vamos a investigar antes de hablar, porque cada vez que hablamos y hacemos la misión, pues cambian cosas. Así que vamos a intentar sacar todo. Aquí ya podría entrar, creo. que es donde me mandaba Leliana. Ahí, eso.
Might be something here. Better take a closer look.
Las monedas hay que pasar muy cerca de ellas para poder verlas. Es que si no, no hay forma. Estos dos ahora les echaremos de ahí, les escucharemos. Estas placas no nos dan absolutamente nada de experiencia, así que pasaremos de ellas. Bloqueado, muy bien. Vale, pues vamos a echar estos de ahí. Eso, sí. Es a lo que iba.
We are not serving drinks. Bother someone else.
Estaba aquí.
Interesting.
The package is in the guest wing. Upper room.
The one of the garden. Statuette.
Ok. Perfecto. Nada más.
I had no idea.
Vale. No tienes ni idea, pero has aprendido un secreto. Pero lo has aprendido tú, nosotros no. Cuenta, cabrón.
Gaspard is wasting his time. Nothing he does could win over the Council of Heralds now.
He should have considered that before threatening to burn them all in their homes.
Vale. Vamos a entrar primero aquí.
Just gossip.
Philippe should have returned hours ago, dallying with some serving girl while I deal with Gaspard's vitriol.
¿Cómo has cabreado, Gaspar? Bueno, vamos a decirle que Felipe es un capullo. ¿No? Sí.
Awfully selfish of this Philippe, running off to play and leaving you with all the work.
I've half a mind to inform the Dowager. That would teach him to shirk his duties to roll some elven maid. The night of all nights, leaving me to convey Gaspard's death threats to the Council. Wonderful timing, Philippe. Thank you for listening to me, Ryan.
Ok.
You are too kind, Inquisitor.
Por hacerle un poco la pelota y hacer que le comprendemos, pues 10 de aprobación para la corte.
Well, that's useful.
Ok. Las monedas también sirven para aumentar el tema de la aprobación de la corte. Hay una fuente en la que podemos ir a tirarlas.
Well, well, the Inquisitor. Here as a guest of my nephew, no less. I'm curious.
Es para vuestro sobrino, ¿habéis visto algo? Habladme de la guerra.
I didn't know the Grand Duke was your nephew.
He's my brother's eldest boy. Always a difficult child, Gaspard. Never listened, never did what he was told. He was raised a prince. All his life we told him he would be emperor. It was his destiny, his duty. What else should he do with his life if not fight for his destiny?
What can you tell me about the Civil War?
If you are hoping for insight, you've come to the wrong man. It's war. It is brutal. and terrible, and sometimes necessary. There's nothing more to say.
Have you noticed anything strange this evening?
My niece Florian hasn't spoken to me all evening. That's not like her.
Another time, my lord.
Esta es una de las primeras pistas hablando de Florian. Pero bueno, de momento nos hemos ganado un poquito más de aprobación. Como veis, ya llevamos la mitad del máximo que podemos acumular y todavía podemos ganar más antes de ir a cualquier otro lado. Vamos a ver y seguir con la misión. O sea, es bastante fácil ganar la aprobación de la corte.
You don't want to be here, stranger.
Aquí.
He hasn't made the pickup. It's been hours.
You went into the servants' wing. Nobody's come out of there all night.
I'll tell Brianna we have a situation.
Vale. Okay.
Get these pastries out to the diplomats.
The Duchess has asked
Vamos a
for
ver.
Jimin. I can't carry them all.
Bueno, lo más raro de todo esto es que toda esta gente que está aquí, nadie, absolutamente nadie, dice nada de la sangre que está en el suelo. A ver, ahí iremos ahora. Vamos a esperar en salir en esta terraza, porque ahí...
Get these pastries out to the diplomats.
The Duchess has asked for Jimin. I can't carry them all.
Germain bore his nephew's spite better than the rest of the council. So, that was Andraste's herald?
He must have other endowments to make up for being
He hecho el
such a
ridículo y me han bajado un puntito de aprobación de la corte. Triste, pero es así. Venga, coño. Está afuera.
Well, well. What's this?
Vale, o sea, aquí lo que vais a ver es que es ahí una lista de los sirvientes y todo esto, los que están entrando. Pero vamos, como veis, está entrando, nadie está saliendo. Y ahí pidiendo ayuda a Briala. Pues muy bien. Dicho esto, no vamos a hacer mucho el tonto, porque nos baja la aprobación. Y al que, bueno, el logro ya lo tengo, así que me da lo mismo. Vamos a intentar volver a sacar al máximo la aprobación. Bien, aquí podemos ir en las habitaciones de la parte de invitados. Vamos a ir, pero bueno, vamos a... La misión es ahí fuera. Son los escondites, ¿vale? Entonces, lo que ahora mismo me interesa hacer antes de ir a los escondites y a todo esto, ahora vamos a intentar hablar otra vez con él.
We are not serving drinks. Bother someone else.
Joder, qué patada te estás ganando, hija. Vamos a ir a hablar primero con Briala y con Gaspar. Vamos a dar un paso adelante con todo y luego vamos a ir a la terraza para hablar con las con las damas de... joder, lo diré, de la emperatriz, coño.
Kalida Tsurisiadash, eldest daughter of the Ghana of Dasmud, and reigning ambassador.
Por si todavía no está. Bueno, pues nada, pues entonces vamos a ir primero. Pensaba que se podía hablar primero con estos, pero parece que no. Como en la primera partida hice primero el otro lado, pensé que podría dar la vuelta para sacar más. Bueno, vamos allá.
My Lord Inquisitor.
May we have a word? It is very important. The Empress has sent us with a message for you.
I'm always honored to hear from Her Majesty.
Oh, she is the honored one, Inquisitor. Empress Celine is eager to assist the Herald of Andraste in his holy endeavor.
She will pledge her full support to the Inquisition as soon as the usurper Gaspar is defeated.
Qué amable por su parte, dice. ¿Quiere mi ayuda con eso?
Let me guess. All she wants in return is for me to help her defeat the Duke.
Oh, this is not meant as a bargain by any means, Inquisitor.
The support of the Empress is not conditional. It will be yours once the negotiations are concluded.
The Empress is the most skilled diplomat in Thedas. Gaspar is hopelessly out of his depth.
But we have taken enough of your time.
Please, enjoy the masquerade, Inquisitor.
Vale. Bien. Aquí está Dorian.
This is all so familiar. I half expect my mother to materialize from the crowd and criticize my manners.
Tu madre podría estar aquí.
What if your mother were actually here? Where would we be then?
Short one mage after he's dragged out by his earlobe.
I'm having difficulty picturing that.
Picture me a young boy of 5 years then. She certainly always has.
Is this how the elite of Tevinter carry on?
You could almost mistake this for a soiree in the Imperium. The same double-dealing, elegant poison canapes. It's lacking only a few sacrificial slaves and some blood magic. But the night is still young.
Have you seen anything I should know about?
I'm trying to keep watch for magic. You know Tevinters. We can't cross a room without casting a spell. If there are Tevinter agents here, we'll find them.
Vale.
I appreciate that you were willing to come here.
And expose myself to all this exquisite finery and exotic wines? Such hardship.
Not everyone's likely to be friendly. That's all I meant.
It's true. You'd think I smelled of cabbages the way they wrinkle their noses. It's of no concern, but thank you.
Vale. Vamos a ver. Aquí hay un par de cositas que podemos sacar. Aquí lo que nos dice un poquito el tema de la fuente y todo eso. Y aquí es donde podemos lanzar las monedas que tenemos pilladas. Creo que hay tres que hemos pillado, sí. 3 monedas que hemos tirado. Hay 15 en total. Para abrir la puerta son 3 estatuillas necesarias. Vamos a ver.
You must be mistaken.
No, I'm quite certain it was blood on the tiles.
If they're playing the game, they're not doing it very well. You don't leave evidence if you play to win.
With Gaspard and that elf woman here, the only one playing to win is Celine.
You only say that because you fancy the Empress's pet apostate. It sickens me to think of the chaos those Maleficarum are causing across the Empire.
Even you cannot deny that the Templars abandoned the faithful in their darkest hour. How can you condone that? They are the ones who should be brought to heel, if you ask me.
Vale. Vale, perfecto. Vamos a ir al otro lado.
I had no idea.
Vale, 10 secretos de 30 posibles encontrados. Parece que con estos aquí que se podría hablar, se podría sacar algo más. No me acuerdo exactamente cómo era.
Did you need something?
Puedo frenar a los templarios. Coincide en parar a los magos. Soy mago. Y luego, sin embargo, he ayudado a los templarios y los tengo a mi lado. Así que... no vamos a liarla.
My apologies. I didn't mean to bother you. Gentlemen.
No vamos a meter la pata. No vamos a meter la pata. Aquí es lo que hay aquí. Ah, bueno, está arriba, perdón. Vamos a ir arriba. Un momentito. Aquí nadie me ve. O sea, lo que estoy haciendo. No es nada raro que aquí un tío se ponga a trepar. Vale. O sea, cuando estamos fuera, cuando estamos fuera de la zona de la fiesta, nos está bajando con el tiempo, está bajando la aprobación de la corte. Así que no podemos estar mucho tiempo fuera. Vale, secretos. Eso es a la biblioteca. Importante, esta sala. Mirar aquí. Todo cadáveres. Vale. Volvemos a la zona de la fiesta. Porque vamos a hacer una cosa. Voy a intentar hacer, mejor dicho, una cosa. Antes de irme, que hay que investigar a la biblioteca y tal. Voy a intentar a ver si soy capaz de subir más todavía la aprobación. Simplemente en lugar de ir lineal, esta vez con las misiones y con todo esto, voy a dar un pelín más de vueltas.
We need more servers in the ballroom. Where is everybody?
When my third husband, Pierre, lost his life to Rosalia, I swore off marriage forever. It's been too long since I've had any word from Valoyo.
No están todavía estas tres aquí. Estas tres no están. Ah, están aquí, pero aquí no me deja hablar con ellas. Vale. O sea, todavía no se puede. Estas tías, hablando con ellas, subes bastante. A lo mejor puedes llegar a subir unos... Si no me falla la memoria, unos 30 y pocos puntos de aprobación. O sea, bastante aprobación. Con 50 ahora mismo vamos más que sobrados para hacer lo que tengamos que hacer. O sea, como mucho gastaremos unos 6 o 7 puntos en investigar la biblioteca. Baja relativamente lento la aprobación cuando estás fuera. Podemos hablar, perdón, me he salido y no quería salir. Hay que hablar con Leliana, ya de paso ir informándola de los secretos. Que está por aquí, ahí está.
Look at Lady Cambian's slippers, trimmed with pearls and emeralds, and those buckles. Toss her into the lake and she'll sink right to the bottom. What a disaster.
There's a Tevinter assassin on the loose, and you're concerned about buckles on shoes.
Ahora te va a cerrar la boca.
Besides, you can learn a great deal about a person from their clothing. Gold and jewels on a dancing slipper. A slipper is easily lost and finds itself in the dust and dirt. She is unconcerned with the possibility of losing the shoe or soiling it. A vulgar display of wealth. But Lady Cambian's family has recently lost most of its holdings. They have their title, but little else. So, how did Cambian acquire such a grand shoe, What has she done? Who has she bedded? These are all useful questions, no?
I found this out. I'm not sure of its value.
Very interesting. It may not help our investigation, but we can put it to use. A little more dirt like this, and we might have some leverage in the court. If you find more, let me know.
You're different here than in Skyhold. More approachable, perhaps?
This is Halam Shiral, Inquisitor. This is the Imperial Court. This is the beating heart of the Great Game. Of course, everyone is wearing a mask. I learned this very young. I was still a girl when I attended my first ball. All this, the smiles, the small talk, it is a dance. And like any dance, it can be learned. For some of us, it has become so familiar that the steps may be performed in our sleep.
Have you seen anything interesting?
Oh yes. Halam Shiral is lousy with scandals and scheming. But no sign of our Tevinter infiltrator, I'm afraid.
Who do you think the Inquisition should support?
What we need most of all is a stable Ole. Either Celine or Gaspard can give us that.
Vale.
I should go. Be on your guard.
I always exam.
Joder, 242 punticos de experiencia, sí. E influencia. Y aprobación del corte, ya 72 puntos. Casi nada. Y todavía no hemos empezado, ¿eh? O sea, por eso os decía que el tema de la aprobación de la corte es algo que está bastante chupado. O sea, no es nada difícil sacarla. Eso sí, es bastante fácil ir perdiéndola. O sea, la puedes perder en nada. O sea, simplemente te lías a hacer el gamba y la puedes perder. Vale, no me deja salir por aquí. Es algo que quería comprobar porque me acordaba que en la primera partida no comprobé si se puede salir. Aquí realmente estás liado hasta que acabe la misión, o sea, no hay vuelta atrás. Bueno, vámonos a la biblioteca. Con 72 puntos, tenemos puntos de aprobación para un tren, vamos. Buscamos el libro. Abrimos aquí esta puerta.
That's the bell. I should get back to the ball.
A ver. Aquí el fuego está encendido, o sea, podemos hacer esto con cualquiera de nuestro grupo. Bueno, hay un orden en el que hay que encenderlas. Las estas, o sea, de hecho lo pone. Pero también es bastante fácil, muy lineal. O sea, nos abre este escondrijo. Defensa de distancia.
Fashionably late now.
Granada de confusión. Un bastón de grado 2. Bueno. Lo que no me acuerdo es dónde estaba la... no. Sí, vale. Ahora ya ves que ha bajado a 60 la aprobación de la corte. 59. Sigue bajando. Pero vamos, no podemos dejar de investigar. Luego se puede volver otra vez en las salas, claro. Aquí en la primera partida con el pícaro si puedes abrir la puerta. Ahora pues no la vamos a poder abrir, pero bueno, tampoco es algo grave. No me acuerdo qué había. Vale, ya tenemos la biblioteca hecha. Salimos de aquí. También por igual podemos volver a entrar ya por los dos lados. No hace falta que escalemos para entrar. Y como ves, pues hemos perdido, que vienen siendo unos 15 puntos de aprobación de la corte. Ahora vuelve a la sala del baile. No he escuchado las campanas, pero creo que habrán sonado, lo más probable. Pero vamos, hay que llegar siempre elegantemente tarde.
Well, what have we here?
Eso digo yo.
The leader of the new Inquisition, fabled herald of the faith.
Y aquí la
Delivered from the
famosa
grasp of
Moria.
fate by the hand of blessed Andraste herself. What could bring such an exalted creature
qué carita que
here to
pone.
the Imperial Court, I wonder? Do even you know?
Ah. Vamos a ver.
We may never know. Courtly intrigues and all that.
Such intrigues obscure much, but not all. I am Morrigan. Some call me advisor to Empress Celine on matters of the arcane. You have been very busy this evening, hunting in every dark corner of the palace. Perhaps you and I hunt the same prey.
Eso espero.
I hope so. I could use another ally here.
A sentiment I share, considering recent events.
Recent events?
¿Te imaginas?
Recently I found and killed an unwelcome guest within these very halls. An agent of Tevinter. So I offer you this, Inquisitor. A key found on the Tevinter's body. Where it leads, I cannot say. Yet, if Celine is in danger, I cannot leave her side long enough to search. You can.
Ya se nos acumulan 2 zonas para investigar. Pero las haremos un poco en orden. Sé que puerta abre. Ven conmigo. Vamos a...
You left Celine alone. Is that wise?
I must return to her anon, but she is safe enough, for the moment. 'Twould be a great fool who strikes at her in public in front of all her court and the Imperial Guard.
Vale.
If you truly want answers, help me find them.
I already told you. I must return to protect the Empress. Proceed with caution, Inquisitor.
Tenía que
Enemies
intentarlo.
abound, and not all of them aligned with Tevinter. What comes next will be most exciting.
Vale. Embajadora Briala y el Gran Duque. Vale, vamos a ver. Ya están. Ahí está. Ahora ya sí puedo. Joder. Ahora ya sí puedo hablar con ellas. Pero cuando deje de estar bugueada, claro. Duque, ¿qué pasa ahí? ¿Qué pasa, machote?
My friend, come in, have a drink. What can I do for you? If you're as delighted by the court as I am, there's a decanter of port around here.
Vamos a ver, no he visto nada. Quiero saber más de
I'd like to know more about you.
All of Orlais knows my story. But you, my friend, are far too sensible to be Orlesian. The heart of it is simple. I am the rightful heir to the throne of Orlais. But my cousin, Celine, is a politician, while I am a man of action. She charmed the Council of Heralds. They gave the crown to her, and while it looks fetching on her, I intend to take it back.
La corona a su cabeza, dice. Me parece bien. Si le digo me parece bien, no sé hasta qué punto influirá luego. Vamos a decir que nos parece bien.
A straightforward goal.
We are straightforward people, you and I. But at court, twists and turns are in fashion. We must navigate a maze of vipers, my friend. Make her willing, there will be enough port.
I have a question about the peace talks.
¿Qué sacáis vos, dice, de todo esto? Vaya pregunta más tonta, ¿no? Háblame de los otros, háblame de la negociación. Vale.
What will be going on in these negotiations?
We will whittle one another down with words until we are bored into agreement. Celine will talk circles around us. That elf will glower and cast suspicion everywhere. And I will get very drunk. Somehow, by the time they stop serving drinks, our war will be ended. Politics, my friend.
No pareces contento.
I get the distinct impression that you don't enjoy politics, Duke Gaspard.
In Orlais, they call it the Great Game. They believe it is something you can play and win. But there are no winners. Like dogs playing wicked grace, it is a mockery of action. Give me a battlefield, Inquisitor. I will show you who the victors are. When I am Emperor, there will be changes. No more of this courtiers' nonsense. The nobles may not like it, but after a few lose their heads, they'll fall in line.
What can you tell me about Celine and Brialla?
Brialla may be called ambassador, but she is purely a spy. She works towards some hidden agenda. Elves have no place in politics. Her presence here is suspicious. Celine is a skilled player in the game. She knows how to get her way with a few words and a smile. But the game is a farce. I will prove that a few hundred chevaliers are better than diplomacy.
Bueno,
You didn't extend this invitation out of the
vamos a
goodness of your
agotar la
heart, Grand Duke.
conversación por completo.
As you might have guessed, I'm not the most political man. If the nobles believe the Inquisition supports me, it will help in negotiations. And I take joy in watching the scandalized expressions when they see us together.
¿Qué más? Quiero saber más de vos, política. Bueno, vale. No he visto nada interesante.
We'll speak later.
No te voy a decir todavía qué es lo que he visto. Adiós. Vamos a ver a Briala. Joder, macho. Desbuguéate, coño. Tengo que hablar con vosotras.
Inquisitor Trevelyan. Slumming even more than usual, I see. You haven't dazzled the court this evening, but at least you've avoided embarrassing yourself. Well done. What brings you to me?
I want to know more about the peace talks. What can you tell me about Celine and Gaspard?
Gaspard is a warmonger. He served in the war against Ferelden and fought a dozen skirmishes on the Navarran border. He's a simple man. Simple men aren't hard to manipulate. Celine is the voice of reason in the Empire. But reason is cautious. Reason looks for compromise. Reason doesn't choose radical change, however sorely it may be needed.
I had a question about you, Briala.
I'm an elf, Inquisitor. That should tell you everything you need to know about my life. I'm good at what I do. And so that matters. I will help my people no matter the cost.
What's your story? How was an elf invited to the Empress's ball as an ambassador?
Empress Celine and I have history. There was a time when I put my spies at her disposal. She knows my qualifications. We had a falling out. Now we are negotiating to determine whether I return to her side in the war.
Bueno, que esta es la emperatriz ahí en el pasado han tenido una historia, bueno, que han sido amantes, básicamente. Le han dado ahí fuerte a la lengua. Vamos a ver, el admitir esto es muy honesto. Ya sabéis a qué suena eso. No sois nada leal. Bueno, vamos a decirle que es muy honesto. No sé. De todas formas, si llegamos a decir a que no hay, a que nos tome por no sé cómo decirlo. Sí. Vamos a ver. Aquí podemos liarla, básicamente, y perder aprobación con la corte. Vamos a ver. Ya sabéis a qué suena eso. Admite. Bueno, vamos a hacerle la pelota así. A ver si funciona.
I'm surprised you'd admit that, considering the circumstances.
I know it's incriminating. Few harbor more resentment against Celine than I. But if she died after inviting me here, the court would certainly pin her death on me. An elf assassinating the Empress? Alienages across Orlais, across all Thedas, would be purged. That cannot happen.
Vale. Si le decimos esto, perdemos aprobación. Vale, de momento vamos a dejarlo así.
Speak more later, Ambassador.
Another time, Inquisitor.
Vamos a llevarnos bien, de momento. Y esta que sigue bogueada. Tengo que hablar con ella, pero esta, la que está ahí atrás bogueada, pues tiene que venir aquí en el centro. Bueno, y antes de ir a cualquier lado, tengo que hablar con ellas. Básicamente porque hablando con ellas, pues debería de poder subir al torno de unos 30-40 puntos fácil. A ver si...
I taught my seventh husband.
Mistress Nightingale, what a
Ahora.
pleasure to see you again. Did you
Ahora
see
sí.
Gaspard dance?
He and Celine aren't getting
Inquisitor,
anywhere.
to what do we owe this honor?
We will be happy to assist you if we can.
Her Imperial Majesty is unfortunately occupied at present.
O sea, realmente tenemos los tres bandos. Estas están hablando por la emperatriz. Tenemos ahí al Gaspard y tenemos a Briala. Hay un cuarto jugador que ya nos enteraremos más tarde.
I'd like to know more about the negotiations. It seems strange to hold peace talks during a ball.
The nobility must do things very differently in Austria.
By Orlesian tradition, moments of great solemnity are celebrated with revels and feasts.
While joyous occasions are given time for reflection and contemplation.
We must never forget that life is both bitter and sweet.
The ball is an opportunity to celebrate life and hope for the future, while we mourn those killed in the war.
What can you tell me about the other parties involved in the talks?
Gaspard is a decorated general, much beloved by the Imperial Army, and a legend among chevaliers.
He is better suited to the battlefield than the throne, and he would gladly make his palace a war camp.
He's also fiendishly charming.
Lady Briala has great intentions to change the lives of the elves for the better.
Even if her plans could never work and would only provoke hate crimes against alienages.
She is an idealist, but her lack of patience could prove disastrous.
What is the Empress trying to accomplish with the negotiations?
Peace is her only objective, Inquisitor.
Gaspard and Briala are driven by personal ambitions, but those desires threaten the safety of all Orlesians.
The war must end tonight. We must conclude this to deal with the larger crisis.
Aunque me apetece esta vez aliarme con Gaspard, voy a pasar, voy a ayudar a la emperatriz otra vez.
If the evening ends favorably for the Empress, how does the Inquisition benefit?
Her Imperial Majesty brings the might of the Orlesian Empire with her friendship.
She is also a respected diplomat and world leader. She can forge alliances for you with Rivain, Antiva, the Underfells.
And she throws the best parties.
Perhaps you could tell me something then. We haven't been properly introduced.
How rude of us to forget.
My Lord Inquisitor, allow me to present Lady Couteau.
And Lady Colombe.
And of course, Lady Fleur. We are the Empress's ladies-in-waiting.
I'd like to know more about Empress Celine.
Her Majesty has held the throne since she was just 16 years old.
She is respected and beloved, not just in Orlais, but across Thedas.
She doesn't care much for liver, and she drinks her tea black.
My investigations turned up something interesting.
No vamos a liarla todavía. ¿O sí? Venga, va.
My investigations turned up something interesting.
Vamos a dejarlo para el final. Para el final, si nos da la gana, a ver cómo me encuentre yo, porque seguramente será en el próximo vídeo, el final de esta misión.
Good evening.
Según nos da, podemos acusar a todos. Podemos acusar a todos. Y no he subido absolutamente nada de esto. Bueno, no pasa nada.
Doesn't look like negotiations are going well.
Has anyone ever told you that you have the most remarkable eyes?
Then my eighth husband. That's it.
Bueno, ya lo que queda realmente son investigar 2 zonas. Vamos a ir rapidito, tampoco vamos a demorarlo mucho más el vídeo de mañana o de pasado, no sé cuándo encuentro un ratito jugarlo y luego subirlo. Pero vamos, nos queda investigar ahí un par de zonas que están fuera de lo diré, del baile. Por un lado el ala real y por otro lado la zona esa de los sirvientes, que primero iremos donde los sirvientes, luego en el ala real. Bueno, nos tendremos que ir volviendo aquí. Y seguramente en el vídeo de mañana pues llegaremos al final de esta misión. La verdad es que va un poquito lento, pero estoy intentando ver cosas que no... ¿Qué tal la fiesta? Estoy intentando ver cosas que no haya visto en el primer paso por aquí, porque la verdad es me quedaron bastantes cositas, o sea, no sé, unas 4 o 5 monedas que no pude conseguir, 2 o 3 secretos, creo. O sea, no conseguí todo. No lo sé si al final no se pueden conseguir todos, que sería un poco triste. Porque ahora que lo pienso, había una moneda, me parece, en la habitación donde tienes que entrar con el pícaro. Pero bueno, da lo mismo, o sea, no vamos a demorarlo más. Eso es la zona de los sirvientes, que es donde vamos a empezar mañana, y a por todas. La verdad es que lo que queda también es bastante guapo. Aquí ya lo que queda es la parte que tiene acción también, peleas y todo esto. Y luego también por igual la zona que está por aquí del ala real, para poder ver alguna que otra escena también un poco para poder comprometer a alguno de ellos. Bueno, pero todo esto en el siguiente vídeo. A cuidarse todos, chavales. Chao.